For over a decade, my company Dent has been working with thousands of founders all over the world to help establish them as what we refer to as a key person of influence in their industry. But in this book, we talk about this idea that every industry revolves around an inner circle of people and businesses that are seen as the go-to businesses for what they do. You know, what we recognized more than a dozen years ago was in order to succeed in business, you kind of need the ability to influence to some degree. Now, when I say influence, I'm not saying you have to be an influencer, but I am saying that there is a valuable space that you could own, that you could position yourself in as a key person of influence in your area of expertise. And over the last decade, we've worked with thousands of companies and founders to help them go out and win awards, to unpack their intellectual property, to publish books, be featured in media, to speak on stages like TED, to get more recognition for the intellectual property they've got and the value that they offer to the world, in really helping them understand what is it that's unique and valuable about what I do as a founder, and then how do they unpack that and package that up into collateral and a pitch and into content assets and things that position you as that go-to person in that area of expertise. So today's session is all about just sharing the best practices and the insights and the things we've learned in doing that with founders all over the world. And my hope is really I'm here for you. So the more you engage, the more questions you ask, the more you interact, I think the more you're going to get out of it. We're going to spend a bit of time going through some big picture ideas. We're going to spend a bit of time on the whiteboard, going through some concepts and mapping out some stuff. So it's going to be practical as well as elevating up to some strategic thought and ideas as well. If you don't know much about Dent and our company, look, just for a very quick bit of context, over the last 12 years, we've worked with 3,500 founders. We've helped 1,000 of them become published authors in their industry. We work with a whole faculty of amazing men and women who are TED speakers, Dragons on Dragon's Den, Sharks on Shark Tank, LinkedIn top voices in entrepreneurship, very experienced and distinguished entrepreneurs to work with our clients on the implementation and the execution of this stuff. So there's a whole faculty of amazing people behind the scenes. We have an office in Sydney, Australia, here in the Americas, as well as in London for EMEA. We've also acquired some companies over the last 10 or so years. We have a publishing business called Rethink Press. We have a IT company called So Technology. We have an awards agency called August Recognition. We've acquired an agency that helps people find executive assistants, a digital marketing, an SEO agency. We've spun out a bit of software called ScoreApp. Some of you may be users of it. You might have come across it or heard of it, but it's a quiz marketing or a scorecard generation tool that helps you build quizzes and scorecards to generate data-rich leads from your prospects. So there's more than meets the eye than just training and coaching and advisory, but ultimately everything we do as a company is really in the service of how do we help you accelerate your entrepreneur journey. There's a variety of different methods and frameworks that we help people at various different stages of that journey, but key person of influence is kind of the flagship thing, which I'll focus more on today. Won a few different awards, from Business Enabler of the Year, Business Advisor of the Year, well over 100 case studies online. So if you're at all uncertain about whether or not this stuff is grounded in practice or reality or stuff that's actually producing results, I highly recommend go to dent.community and you'll see a raft of really great examples and stories and case studies. Now, I'm not going to talk much about what we do today, but if you are interested in either working with us or just talking with us or sitting down and having a one-to-one specifically for your business, just to get some personalized kind of feedback and insight and our recommendations as to what we notice from what we can learn about your business and the vision of what you're trying to create and where it's at and what are some of the missing assets and the problems you need to solve, then I'll share an opportunity for you to book in for that conversation today. But there's a few different ways we work with companies. If you're a startup business, there's a startup process which is designed to basically get you up into the 100K a year revenue or more. Key person of influence is really for established founders and entrepreneurs, people who are running, existing businesses, usually about 100K to up to about $1 million or so in revenue. And then we help them scale up from there. Or if you're a already well-established company and you're looking to grow, scale, and ultimately exit in the future, we'd love to talk about our venture arm where we can take a stake in exchange for helping you grow the business and eventually helping you exit in the future as well. So there's kind of cool opportunities there if that's of interest. So like I said, there's not going to be much talk about the program, but if you do want to talk about any of the stuff behind the scenes, then what I'd encourage is book in for a game plan.